Hey everyone, and welcome to the Putty Mod YouTube channel. And on the bench today is this Honda S2000 differential, and it is getting a 457 ring and pinion gear set from MFactory. And I've had this rear, on the bench here now for a day and 2 days now. I'm almost finished with it. I'm doing getting ready to do final assembly, and I didn't do a video on it. And I said, you know what? Maybe I should do something on this thing because it's kind of one of those things I just don't have on the bench all the time. Anyway, I just did that 330 Mazda Speed differential. That was, I think, the last video here on the channel, and that was an MFactory gear set as well. And on that one, it's kind of a straightforward install for the most part, except in that, if depending on what case you put it in, you might have to adjust like a seal modification for like an NC differential, for instance, versus doing something for a standard NBNA case. Then they fit just the same, no problem at all. But on the 457, there is definitely custom shimming going on, and what I mean by that is when you set up the distance for your pinion to be in contact with the ring gear, you use a pinion shim. That's what this is here. This is a factory Honda pinion shim of a standard size. I think this one's 123 thousandths shim here. This is a factory shim as well, but as you can see that finish there, we custom grind that here in the shop because the 457 gear set takes a thinner shim than what the factory shim kit has. I think the thinnest shim in the factory gear kit is 122 thousandths. This gear set with final assembly took 117 thousandths. So obviously it was, it required a thinner shim, so it had to be ground. Guys, back in the day when we were using the Richmond gear sets, we're using aftermarket shims, common shims, over-the-counter shims, and they were crap. Most of them were way out here past the pinion bearing, so the bearings weren't really getting proper lubrication. That was a problem, and they were not hardened, so they would squash and deflect, so that was a problem. They wouldn't hold preload on your distance piece here. Guys were putting sometimes too thin of a shim in here, and they would bottom out the spline. So when they went and put the flange on, as tight as they put that pinion knot on, it wouldn't make a difference because you're bottomed out. So that means you have to back shim this setup so that you don't bottom out the spline, and that's a whole nother deal. This did not require a back spacing on it or a back shim on it because at 117 thousandths, it's still close enough that it did not bottom out our spline, and which is a great thing. I've had them where I've had to shim them back here in order to get a proper setup, because they took, like this one, I think this shim is here, this is I think 109,000. So if I had used the 109,000 shim that I ground, it would have required more shimming in the back, so we wouldn't bottom out that spline when the flange goes on. The only thing I'm not happy about these MFactory gears is that they're not a tapered spline, so the flange just goes right on and like that, and there's even a little bit of play in that spline. So of course we're going to do the same thing we did with the Miata differential. We're going to go ahead and use a little bit of Honda Bond sealant in here, so when we put this on, we don't have a leak getting past the spline, leaking gear oil, and then coming out here past the structural washer and the nut. And eventually it'll start leaking out into this area here, and we don't want that. That's not going to be a good thing. So we'll go ahead and take care of that with a little bit of Honda Bond. But yeah, I just wanted to go over that with you guys, let you know what that's like. Surprisingly, MFactory's really stepped up the game when it comes to these 457s in the 330, 331 gear set. They sound pretty decent on the bench, and they sit up pretty decently, and their run out is good. The machining, several revisions, I would imagine, over the years. I can't say that it's a bad aftermarket gear. It seems like it's a pretty decent gear. I'm gonna go ahead and put this all together, and then once I get it up here and I'm getting ready to set up backlash and everything, I'll resume the video, and you can kind of listen to it. I'll let you guys hear what this thing sounds like turning on the bench, and yeah, it's okay. Okay, and we're back, And I wanted to show you guys that Honda Bonds seal in there. That's going to keep any oil from this differential leaking out past that spline and getting past our new nut and washer. So that's going to do what we need to do. Of course, we have our grease on the outside of that as well, and we did that last so we don't cross-contaminate the two. And heavy-duty crush distance piece in place. So let's finish the assembly. All right, here is our turning torque. Very nice. All set like it should be. Looking good. All right, let's finish it up. All right, here we are with the backlash. And we're at 0 right now. And we're at 4.5 5/1000ths backlash is where I have this thing set at. On a 457, you can go upwards of 9/1000ths, 10/1000ths backlash. I've had to set them that wide on some of the Richmond gears way back in the day because of run out issues. Most of them that were coming into me were used, so they had already established bad pattern and noise, and was really the only way to get them to run. These things do take a wider backlash than stock, so that's why we're out here at about 4.5 5/1000ths. That's actually pretty tight for a 457, and the tighter you can get it, the better it is. And so this is going to be really, really good, and you can have a listen to it here in just a second. All right, we're back here to listen to it, and you can see that pattern, and that is where the factory lapped this gear in at. It's identical from what was on here when I took them out of the box. You can see that right there, and that's from the factory. And so we just mimic that pattern perfectly, and here's how it sounds. A little quieter on the coast, a little bit rougher on the drive. These gears have a gear wind to them, they all do. It's an aggressive gear set. It's 732, I believe. 7 pinion teeth, 32 ring gear teeth. And so it's a very aggressive gear, so they just have a gear wind to them. And this has no lubrication in it. This is a dry gear. I'm going to go ahead and put a little lubrication on it, spin it a few times, and see what it sounds like that way. Oh, and today's video is bought by Bobby. Bobby bought the coffee.
What do I do?
You bought the coffee. That's what you did. Yeah, and this is a hybrid here. We have a pistachio latte from Starbucks mixed with a mocha latte from Haggard's. So I put what was left of my pistachio latte in the refrigerator and made it cold. And then this afternoon got a iced mocha latte and mixed them together, and it's pretty tasty. So yeah, there you go. That's coffee. All right, we put some lubrication on the gear. We're going to have a listen to it again. Just a little bit of more sound on that drive versus the coast, but for the most part pretty quiet, and actually very quiet for 457. So pretty happy with this. It looks great. Everything looks real nice, sounds good, looks good, balanced out well. Can't wait to get some feedback. Thanks for viewing, thanks for watching, thanks for stopping in, say hello, happy Friday, and see ya.